The views, opinions, and pages shared by YWR Revolution and guests are not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Hello and welcome everyone. It's Darius Barazandeh. Today we are none other than blessed with our dear guest Debbie Johnson. We're going to be talking about how to make your life better with angels and how to rise into this new age of humanity. I truly believe we are getting there. I think we are looking at a potential timeline of abundance, possibility, prosperity, humanity's awakening, and a lot more. And we're going to help you get there through Debbie's amazing intuition and insights. And we're also going to be doing a process today to do some chakra healing and alignment so we can move into some of the higher vibrational elements and energies that are ours to receive. Now, one of the things I'm going to ask all of you to do is raise your hand because I know you've got big questions. We're going to hear from people all over the world. You may have questions about what's coming. You may have questions about abundance. You may have questions about life decisions. Debbie is going to be helping us in a big way. But the most important thing I've got to say is take action. Take action on whatever you learn. You can have the best information in the world. You can have all the opportunities in front of you. But if you do not decide to take action and make a change, nothing changes. The universe, spirit, divine is asking us to start the ball rolling. And that's what we're going to do today with Debbie. She's a psychic medium. She has a special connection to the angelic realm. She's been working with clients all over the world for 20 plus years and brings messages to you from the angels by channeling archangels, passed on loved ones, spirit guides, and healing. And the messages include information about your future, your health, and any other subject that you need. And for a lot of people that are here wondering about the future, wondering about which way to go, maybe you're scared of the future, maybe you're optimistic, maybe you don't know what's going to happen, maybe you have a feeling of what you'd hope to have happen, but you're not sure which way to proceed. You know, one of the things I've always said is that angel readings can allow you to see what your next step's going to be and what your next step after that and what your next step after that and after that will be. And it's super, super important, especially in these times when there are rapid shifts coming. So with our guest, Debbie, opening up the line here, go ahead and raise your hand. Debbie, welcome back. I'm excited to have you today.
Darius, I love being here. I love being on your show. I love being around your energy. And when you said everyone be grateful, I felt the gratitude. I felt people's hearts open, and I really felt everyone be so grateful for whatever's in their lives. And I think that's one of the keys to manifesting. I think you get what you want when you're in gratitude.
I agree. We've got some timeline echoes here. Hold on 1 second. Let me mute some people. Got some folks unmuted here. I think they muted themselves. I agree. I think that it absolutely is about being grateful. And it's also about maybe getting that guidance that has been elusive. There's so much distortion at times in the field because we are in 3D. The angels kind of see beyond that. Explain a little bit about how they see. Do they help you like pick the winning path, or do they help you pick perhaps maybe the highest path for an individual, for somebody's soul mission or purpose?
So on the other side, we have all of the loved ones, spirit guides, and angels. Our loved ones in heaven often will guide us, to avoid mistakes they made. But over the top of them are angels guiding us for what would be our highest joy. So they'll pick or guide you in the direction of what it would be the highest joy. And that's usually the path they guide us to. The angel Metatron is awesome because he helps with order. What do I do next? And you were mentioning that, like, how can I get help with what to do next? A lot of times the angel Metatron will step in with some order for you. Like, don't do that, but do that right now. And it's so helpful.
Yeah, I want to get to this because I do think we have a potential timeline in front of us, a lot of prosperity, a lot of possibilities. It looks like the Dow just hit 44,736 points, which, maybe when you hear this, in 2 weeks it's dropped or whatever, but There's a new potential Treasury Secretary appointed, which the markets are saying this guy actually knows what he's doing. This guy actually could move the country and the world forward. So I feel like there's a veil lifting, but then you have
Hmm.
weird stuff, right? You have the
Yeah.
outgoing administration actually considering giving nuclear weapons to Ukraine, which would literally be like a timeline of World War. You have all of this stuff kind of in the mix, and some people waking up going, wait a minute, that's weird. Why would they do that? Other people just completely clueless going, oh, Darius is making this up. And other people saying, yeah, there's like these timelines, 5D moving
Hmm.
forward. Then there's these like suffering timelines that these people are just so these beings that control them are just wanting humanity to descend into, right? So
Hmm.
what do the angels first of all say about all this? Because we are literally like at the cusp between two different pathways here in the next like 6 to 8 weeks. It's pretty interesting. I've never imagined in my life that we could even have something like this right in front of us.
I agree with your January prediction that in January, things are way better financially for us all. Everything does get better, but it does feel weird right now. I 100% feel it. The angels explain something. They say there's always got to be dark with light. They kind of bounce off each other, the light and the dark. The
Hmm,
stronger the light is, the more the dark starts to attempt to shut it down.
right.
So what we're seeing is all this light being revealed. The dark is like, oh no, let me do something weird.
Yeah.
And when the angels see that, they explain that both can coexist. You can actually stay in the light and coexist while darks is going on in like another level of consciousness. You'll actually coexist and then you're living in bliss and your neighbor's living in chaos. You
Yeah.
can you can still override it in your consciousness.
Yeah, it almost feels like what we're going to move through in the next like 6 weeks. It's almost like this consciousness cleanup for all the people that have been asleep
Hmm.
that haven't really been able to like decipher and like see like there's a dark agenda. This is the consciousness cleanup for those people to really like see it and have kind of like that, oh my gosh, could this really happen? And then start to make their own realizations and wake up and then go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I wasn't 100% as informed as I thought. So we'll see. It's very interesting. So what do they say about kind of this next time frame and then kind of what we're going to be moving into in 2025? What do you see?
So I see things open up. I see things go, once we get through this period, we are going to feel more expansion, more light than we've ever felt.
Yeah.
And I
Mm,
also see it continue. It doesn't just happen for a second, it happens for a long period of time. We got a good stretch here, like you said,
yeah.
to start something new, do what you've always wanted to do. Go for it. It is the perfect time.
Yeah, I don't think our voices are going to be able to be censored the way that they were. I think if we can get through, which I think we will, there will
Mhm.
be just for people in natural health, for people interested in healing, for people interested in an alternative, understanding of reality. Like this is potentially a golden
Yeah.
age, right? I mean, look at RFK Jr. what he's trying to do. I may not agree with everything he says, but even just bringing forward truths about food and what's been put in our food, does anybody in the slightest think that if the cackles lady would have won, that any of that stuff would come out? No way in the world.
Mhm.
It would have just literally been a rubber stamp of everything we've been doing. At a bare minimum, we have a potentiality for more truth to come out. Whether I agree with everything or not, but at least some things will see the light of day, but otherwise. For people in the holistic world, dealing with illness, dealing with wanting to move their voice forward, dealing with wanting just to know more about who we are, what we are, we could be entering into the golden age, 100%. But, I will preface this by saying it does not matter if we see the most amazing timeline in front of us. If we do not heal ourselves and take action, it won't matter. We'll still sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, yeah, it's great for those people. So, what do we do? What are they saying about each of our own responsibilities to soul heal and move ourselves forward? Anything that the angels are kind of giving us in terms of our responsibility in this doorway to the golden age?
So, what ideas have the angels been repeating to you in your thoughts? What I mean is, what have they been telling you in your thoughts? I really need to work on that. Or I really want to try this. What has been repeating to you is your angels giving you guidance from heaven. So anything that you can think of that you know, and you keep pushing it to the side, like I haven't wanted to deal, or I don't want to really try for my dream, those things that are repeating, the angels are trying to nudge you to do it.
Yeah, we have to. We have to
Yeah.
actually take action. I would say, guys, if you go back, I mean, to where I was 2011, 2010, was recently going through a divorce, and I knew that no matter what was going to happen, I was not going to stay the same. I was going
Mm,
to change. I was going to shift. I was going to succeed. And let me just ask everyone, do you have in your mindset, in your vibration, do you have a belief that you will succeed in whatever you want to do? Like, you have got to be at some level the biggest fan of your future
mhm.
on the planet. I know that sounds radical, but the biggest fan of your future, like, you see your future as so amazing, and it's so amazing it gives you chill. Like, you get excited. Your stomach like feels this nervous energy of like, I can't wait for what's coming in my life. Does anybody feel that way? And if you don't, maybe we need the angels to help you begin to open up that timeline for yourself, because I believe that's the way they want you to potentially see your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. Lots of people excited. Suzanne says, goosebumps hearing this. Martine, change is coming. Get ready. I'm very grateful to be a member of the nonprofit organization that RFK Jr. founded, served as the chairperson. Oh, good job, Richard. Awesome. Definitely, says Claudia. Yes, I believe in a better future. Tanya, yes. Yes. Wow. Awesome. Joy is contagious. Absolutely. Debbie, what I want to do, I want to go to some callers. We got a lot of people their hands raised. People feeling that way. So what should we do first? I'm really excited because I think that let me ask you this. What do you find is the number one thing that would hold people back from this amazing, bright, beautiful 5D future that I see on the horizon?
I hear this a lot. This one, oh, I'm not a good speaker, or I'm afraid of, I'm not very social. I
Hmm.
hear that a lot. And I think just that would be the next thing you got to work on, because you got to put yourself out there. You got to connect with other people. You got to, that's one of the things I hear a lot about people taking initiative on their dream is like connecting with other people, reaching out to people. They have a hard time doing it.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's those shadow elements, those like deep childhood trauma or wounding elements
Yeah.
where it's like that first mirror of judgment was flashed in front of your face. There's this time when as kids we're just completely unaware of any judgment whatsoever. And then
Hmm.
something happens and someone shines a mirror in your face. You go, oh my gosh, I don't look good doing that. Or I don't sound good. Or I'm not smart enough. Or I'm not tall enough. Or I'm not thin enough. Or I'm not this. And guess what? Look at what's happening. So many things are literally collapsing, right?
Mm.
For example, Hollywood, right? I've called out Hollywood a ton through the years, right? And I don't have anything against Hollywood, but this whole like sort of celebrity worship thing, every celebrity you could imagine tried to tell everybody what to do about a month ago, And no matter who they were, Oprah as well, you may love her. I have some feelings about her, things I know I don't. Nobody listened. Nobody cared. You know what they care about? Real things that matter, authenticity. So you don't need to look
Mm,
like a Hollywood celebrity to actually be speaking your truth. Just be you. That is way more powerful in this golden age than any of that manufactured junk. So
yep.
yeah, I love it. It's exciting. It's exciting. I love it. Oh yeah. And all the people that bash me for Oprah, whatever. She's 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 interesting. We'll see what happens with her. Lots of stuff will be revealed, I think. All right, we're gonna go to some callers here. I want to go to Yvonne, who is calling in, and she's got her hand raised. Let's do this. I want to take one question, and I want to let everyone know as well. Debbie has one-on-one time available. And if you are moving into the end of the year, the new year, and you
Hmm.
really want a clean slate, you really want to burn some karma off, you want to make sure you tap into this golden age with everything potentially moving in your direction, you're going to want to maybe grab a session. We can get to one question, but there's deeper work to do, and Debbie does it. So let me go to Yvonne. And Yvonne, what's your big, giant question today for Debbie Johnson?
Hi, Darius. Hi, Debbie. It's been a long
Hello.
time.
Hi,
um,
Indeed.
Yvonne.
uh, I've been wondering, after it's going to be 4 years now in December that I lost my husband. He passed away, and I've
Mm.
decided this year to move on. There's someone else, but it's stagnant. And I want to know basically if that's the way to go or to move on. Is there any message regarding that
So,
or anything else that I need to hear?
someone in heaven is holding a birthday present. They're talking about it being someone's birthday, either nearby or just happened. You've got a visitor with you.
Oh, that's great. I got chills.
Oh.
So I saw someone holding a birthday gift within 8 feet of you. So they're trying to say it's a family or someone you know's birthday right now, and they're going to answer your question.
Okay.
The or the person, is it someone's birthday right now, Yvonne?
Not
Co-
not that I
Coming up
not that I know of. Well, past my nephews and sister had birthday recently in November, but
just
not that I
now,
know of. No, just
just
today, no.
now, or just
No.
recently. This person says there was just a birthday. That's who's helping us answer about. They say that the new guy, is a nice guy.
Hmm.
Okay. But is
And
it the,
oh, say it again.
no, I just was wondering if it's a person that I'm thinking of or is someone else. I just want to know if it's something that I should leave or keep on waiting.
The person that you're with now, they like the person you're with now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like this could be well, you have to pursue it and see, right? Because everybody has free
The,
will, even him. There's no way
you
to
should,
know,
yeah,
unless you go forward.
yeah,
Okay.
you should check this one. Check it out all the way.
Yeah.
Go for, yeah, that's what I'm. That it feels like a grandmother who knew about the birthdays is answering your question.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, I don't remember my grandmother's from my father's side. She passed a long time ago. I was in my teens, so I don't remember if it was her birthday, but for this date. So it might be her, but I don't remember. I got chills. I'm feeling chills
She's
right
with
now.
you. She said, "Nice guy. This is a nice guy. Give him a
Oh,
chance and see what happens." Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I
All
really
right.
appreciate that. That's what I
Welcome.
needed to hear.
Yeah. So let me
You're
ask,
welcome.
thank you, Yvonne, for this great talking point, because let's say that guy could be potential, right? But he has
Mm-hmm.
his own timeline, or even anything like you might say, well, what about this business, or what about this idea, or what about this job? So everything has its own timeline. How do we kind of navigate going forward when there's still other variables that could affect kind of what happens. Do we, or do we just go forward with we give everything we can, right? In faith, in trust, and then we see where the chips fall?
So it's true. Everyone involved has free will. And I
Yeah.
liked what the grandmother was saying. She's like, she's giving her opinion and seeing from heaven that this is a good guy for her to check out. But she has the choice now, and knowing he's a good guy, does she want to pursue it? We never know unless we never know if we should stop seeing someone if we're checking something out until we get to the point where we're like, we're done. You have to
Yeah.
play it out. You really
Yeah.
have to play it out. Do what's clear. And if you're confused, hang on there until it's clear to do one or the other. Yeah.
This is a really important point that I really want to teach to people is that you will have no idea what the next step is going to be generally often. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you just know there's a direction you want to go and you don't
Yeah.
necessarily know the how per se. You're going to figure out a lot of that how along the way. You're going to figure out whether that person worked along the way, but you have to take the first step and then you're going
Yeah.
to adjust and you're going to see things more clearly, but it's going to be at step 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no way sitting on the couch you're going to know 100% if that thing is going to work for you. You just have to
Yeah.
get the guidance, start in that direction, keep following the guidance, and then adjust as you go. It's the only way. And you will
True.
find the means and the skills to do everything you need to do on the path. 100%. So yeah, just remember that. But get a clear idea of what you want. Get a clear vision. That vision is actually creating reality more than anything else around you.
Mm,
It's absolutely choosing that potential timeline. It's causing that timeline to come into focus. And we know this quantum physics, string theory, it's all like there's multiple timelines. You're creating it. Let me go to another caller here. We've got Suzanne. Suzanne, how can we help you today? What is going on with Suzanne? It's 11:22 here, says Dolores. That's a good sign. Suzanne, what's going on? What timeline do
Hi.
you have questions about?
Hi, Darius.
Hi.
Thank you so much for picking me. Yeah. Um, some confusion here about what's happening with my timeline. Two things going on. One is the financial aspect where I have not been paid for my work in 5 years, and I've been promised back pay. It's been supposed to be coming for the last 6 months, and it's coming, it's coming. And then the other issue that is actually tied in with this is my twin flame connection. And the reason it's tied into this is it's a long distance relationship. And without the funds available, there's no way this can move forward. What do you see happening?
so thank you for your question. The thing that I saw is whoever's supposed to pay you, I'm seeing deceit and lying.
Mhm.
I don't believe them that they're planning to pay. I don't get it. I don't see that they're actually going to pay. You might have to go and check out uh legal, you know, information regarding this because I don't actually see them doing it. Um, I'm so sorry. I see that they're going to lie about it and keep pushing it off.
Yeah, and it feels like it's binding your energy a lot. Like you're sort
Yeah.
of like not moving forward, waiting on this. It's almost like an
Hmm.
anchor or a hook that is you just giving energy to this deceitful person or system or
Yeah.
company or whatever it is, and it's stealing away your potential for another timeline. So I felt that too, and it feels really like
Okay.
it's just it's being just robbed. So I'm not saying that you may never get it. I'm not saying that it's not something to pursue. but I wouldn't hold back what you could be doing waiting on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like be willing to let that just sort of work in the background and say, okay, now what am I going to do right now? What can I do? What should I do? Is there anything they're showing Debbie for her, like future? Like, okay, if we're going to let that just be, what are they showing for her to start moving into?
So I heard a whole new project, like it's a whole of your own, a whole new project of your own. So it feels like you could start something on your own that's separate while you're waiting on this. But yeah, they're going to keep finding up excuses to make you wait.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you for your question, Suzanne.
Yeah. Now she had a question about a twin flame too. And my question too, Suzanne, why was that tied to money? Is it all on your on your back to try
Mm-hmm.
to connect with this person, or could there be a 50-50 shared sort of like mutual responsibility in terms of the connection?
Financial difficulties with him as well.
Okay, so what are they showing you, Debbie, there? Because I feel I'm not going to say anything, but I'll let you go in, Debbie, on what you're seeing here.
Well, so angels are, I gotta share something. Angels would make it, if you guys were supposed to be together, it would be a lot easier. Let me just put it that way. Angels, when it comes to relationship, it's a lot easier and magical when it's right. And something is not letting that connect either. And to be honest, I don't know if that situation feels aligned really well either, as far as honesty. There's a couple things that are bothering me. I they're not lining up as things that you deserve better. You deserve the world.
Mhm.
You deserve the world.
Yeah, it felt like it was I'm not gonna say completely similar, but it felt like it was the same kind of like both were like these vacuum cleaners just draining your
Yeah,
energy.
yeah,
And yeah, like you really should take time just to go for a walk out in the park, out in nature, and really say, what do I want and what am I going to create separate from any of these things? And just
yeah.
stay in that and then see where those go. But you need yourself first, 100%, because these feel like they're
Hmm.
just draining. Believe me, I know. I've been in those things where I'm just if you feel lighter and happier thinking about those things or communicating with those people energies, then you know they're good to move forward on. But if they're draining you, I don't know. I don't know. I think you may want to take some time.
Okay, thank you so much for that input.
Sorry, Suzanne. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll never be harder than right now, because you'll go, oh God. But then it'll get better as you go, oh, well, maybe I do need to just love myself a little bit and let these things kind of be, let them be for a bit and give yourself back to you.
Okay, thank you.
There's another person for you, Suzanne. There's
Mm,
someone who's right near you.
mm,
I feel like it is you can reconnect it through your own new contract, your own new work. It's like if you just do a do-over with work, you pull him in and he's right near you.
Hmm.
Way
okay.
easier.
Okay, thank you.
Way easier for you.
Okay. Do you get okay. Wow. All right. Interesting. Okay, Suzanne. Do you
Mhm.
have any sort of like information on the letter in his name, first letter of the name? Any other hints on this person or the work? What about the
There's an
work?
L. There's an L. First name or last name L.
Okay. First name or last name starts with
Mhm.
an L?
Capital L. Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
This is interesting because I live in a very remote area. There are only about 15 people in my neighborhood.
That doesn't stop angels, okay? Not they don't have limitations. They can make stuff happen that you wouldn't believe.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Suzanne. Interesting. All right, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna always ask them. I'm gonna keep asking the follow-ups to get as much as I can for y'all. You know how I roll. Let me go to, and you know how Debbie rolls. She's a big giver too. Let me let me go to Linda. Linda Lay. We've got Linda. Linda, how's it going? What's your question for Debbie today?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working with angels and I pull cards, and I would like to know, sometimes I think it's a lesson to learn with my son. Can the angels give me some input about what I need to do or what I can do or what I should not do for my son?
We got a visitor. We got someone in heaven.
Oh, thank you.
She says she looks like you, so you resemble her. Or you guys have similar features, and she's trying to help you with your son.
Okay.
He sees from heaven that you guys don't think alike at all. It looks like black and white, like maybe the way a situation is, you have very different opinions on how to handle it or how to do it. And if you guys can agree to disagree, you get it's a lot easier. That's what she's saying. She can see that the thinking or the way to solve it's very different for each of you. You might not agree, and it's okay. It's like okay to agree to disagree.
Yes, I get that a lot. Thank you. For
Yeah.
sure.
That's from someone in heaven that loves you very much.
So basically let him do what he thinks he should do. And it's his lessons, not mine.
That's what they're saying. They're saying y'all are just not going to see eye to eye, and to be okay with that. It's taking your energy trying to make it gray area.
So
it's taking
lesson. It's my lesson to let go and not realize that everyone thinks this, or I should project on him, or my way or the highway kind of thing.
He's doing it too. He's doing it
Okay.
too. He wants you to think his way too. So it's kind of it's a both way.
That's a learning lesson, that's for sure.
It's hard. It's hard to like love him and still think differently, you know.
Is there any men in my life to come through? I have not been within a relationship for so many years. I really heard that's another question.
Well, just real quick, the angel showed me when you asked the question, I saw the number 6. Now, that's not 6 years. 6 is June or 6 months, but my first thought was in June.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
In June. Okay, thank you.
I thank the angels also, and the lady who looks like me.
Thank you.
Thank her for being with me.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye, Linda. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Lots of relationship stuff today. That's the interesting thing. You know, I find that kind of interesting with a lot of our listeners because they're so awakened. Are men slowly catching up? I mean, do you find that with your clients and stuff that because a lot of the females are spiritually awakened, that the men kind of are lagging behind, so there's not as much of a connection? Do you have any recommendations for people to proceed? Does the person need to be like spiritually at the same level, or can you just, find someone you like and you love and that's kind and then, let it be? I just wonder about that.
That is an awesome question, and it comes up a lot. So spirituality is like music. You have your own style, your own way. No one is unique. So does the person have to be exactly where you are, studying what you're studying, and not at all. But do you like being around them? Do they, how do they make you feel is so important. And their spiritual path is their spiritual path. It won't two people on two different spiritual paths that adore each other will work. It can totally work. It doesn't,
I
it
agree.
doesn't, yeah, it doesn't mess it up. Now, are men as awake as women? I have to share with you guys. I have as many male clients as I do female clients. So I'm going to say the men are awake.
Yeah, I think, and I think I think they're waking up.
They are awake.
And it's gonna look different, I think for men and women too. It's a different energy. And I think like it's
Yeah.
just my own feeling, like, I would look for a good person who through random acts, through gentle acts, is a good soul, someone who's kind to animals to me would be a good person versus somebody that's like doing all these like ascension classes, right? If I was looking for a wife
Yeah.
right now, I would not look for a wife that's doing all the ascension classes, honestly. I would look for a wife. I mean, I'm married, but I'd be like, okay, is she good to animals? Is she good to kids? Is she good to like vulnerable
Mm,
people? That's way more
mm,
important than someone who says, oh, I just did the, 10-day retreat in blah, blah, blah. Because
exactly.
a
Yeah.
lot of those, a lot of times that could be someone trying to escape or figure out things in their life, and they may not be
Mhm.
ready for a serious commitment, and you may think they are, but they're not saying always, but it's like just if they are more grounded in kindness and spirituality and the simple things like working in a garden, that's way more impressive to me. Or a guy that he builds something, and to him that's like alchemy, where he's creating something and he's like an artisan, he's taking something of the natural world and turning it into something physical. That to me is spiritual more than some guy that went on an was it ayahuasca trip in the Brazilian rainforest and all that. It's like all that stuff sounds good, but like if they're having to escape into something to be spiritual, I'm like, yeah, it's a balance. It's a balance. Go for kindness, go for goodness, and forget about all the other highfalutin stuff. That's my opinion today. Of course, I'm a little
It's
wild today.
true.
I'm not sure what's going on. Well,
It's
it's funny because Sherry, like, she believes in God and she's spiritual and she believes in energy, but everyone's like, oh, well, your wife isn't. I'm like, yeah, thank God. Like, she likes to bake, she likes to cook, and it's like we have our thing and it's good. I don't want to talk about this all the time. I want to go home and talk about whatever else. I don't want to like, yeah, I get enough during the show. I don't need to like have it 20,000 times a day. I just want a happy life. So, it's balance, folks. And so now you got all sorts of men out there and women that everybody could go for. You're free. I love it. I love it.
yes.
I love it. I love it. All right, I'm slaying sacred cows today. It's fun. Okay, let's go to Brian C. Brian C. Who do we have there? Brian C. It's about balance. I agree. That's what I was trying to say. Absolutely, because in the balance, you
Mhm.
then have more excitement for the exploration and discovery. Like if someone makes you just gulp down 3 gallons of water like in 10 minutes, it's like you're like, I can't drink anymore. But if you have a little less water and you're thirsty, then you want to drink more water and appreciate it. So it's definitely a balance. It's not this constant immersion. That's too much. It's the
Mhm.
yin yang. So Brian or Gloria, who do we have? How can we help you today?
Hey, Darius and Debbie. Good to hit back.
Hey.
Hi.
Debbie, it's been a while. I am wondering about my finances, my financial situation. It's been a lot of stop and start for me, and I'm stressed trying to figure all that out. So I'm wondering what kind of insight or information you could give me there.
The angels have the number 7, so recent decisions are right. Anything you recently moved around or did was right.
Hmm.
Just recently.
All right, Joe.
They're also talking about cutting something in half or splitting it up. Um, but maybe you haven't done that yet, but you're thinking about it. See something divide. So are you thinking of divide? Well, you don't have to tell me. I just see it. I see you dividing something up.
I've been shedding a lot of personal belongings. That seems to be working. And I've recently attempted to redefine my relationship with money, which seems to change the energy around it. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the dividing might mean.
It felt related to property. It could be getting rid of your things or getting rid of, saying goodbye to stuff. It could be dividing it up and getting rid of what is no longer energetically good anymore. But the saying what you decided recently is right.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's the defining the relationship with money, and maybe that I'm on the right track with shedding some of this personal stuff, which I've accumulated quite a bit of.
Yes, and it's going to help the energy. Now, they say you're going to have a really good March.
Oh, okay.
So March is a key financial, like, oh my God, things are really good. Angels just said that as a whole, we all feel financial abundance and better in February. But you personally have a really special month in March related to money and finance.
Okay. Well, good. I appreciate that. Like it's been kind of stressful. It seems like every time I start to gain momentum, it stalls, and then I gain it again, and then it makes it hard.
Hang in there. You're doing currently everything correct. So
okay, thank you. I appreciate that kind of validation. It's good to talk to you again.
You too, Brian.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, it's seems like right now things aren't totally shifting. It's going to take a while to kind of unwind. It's kind of like, yeah, we have potential. We could maybe see some potentiality there, but it's going to take some time to unwind. So everyone, keep doing what you're doing, keep moving forward. I agree. We're not out of the woods yet. I mean, there's still there's high inflation, there's high costs and everything. That stuff may take a while to unwind. And in that, we're going to have to be a little more resilient and, of course, a little more ingenuitive on how we do things. So all the things that we're talking about with reality creation, they absolutely are still in play. We're learning to actually create the timeline and reality we want through these situations. So it's a big blessing. Let's go to Claudia. Claudia, how can we help you today? What's going on?
Oh, hi. Thank you for choosing me.
Sorry, got you right out of the blue there, huh?
I was eating ice is my
I know.
my habit. Yeah, really funny. I resonated with the first maybe 2 or 3 callers, and I was thinking maybe the message is for me too, but about relationships. I recently had a breakup and wasn't expected. And I'm just wondering, I know that I contributed to it, obviously, but he felt like the right person. Am I wrong in thinking that? Was the breakup a chance for me to find my soulmate, or could it resolve with this person?
Well, someone in heaven, we have a male visitor, and he goes, he'll be back. So this person's coming back around. I would just maybe let them, they need their space, obviously. Yeah. Let's see what they're going to come back.
That was my feeling.
Okay, then your feeling was right. And I heard around Christmas time. So when I see something like this, just give them their space. I would just leave them the space they need for some reason, but I see him miss you. So hang in there. Hang in there. Yeah.
That's kind of the confirmation I needed. Thank you.
Okay.
He's gonna miss you.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right,
You're
Claudia.
welcome,
Sorry
Claudia.
to hear that. Is this a longer term kind of back and forth between them? Is there a higher purpose? Is there an intertwined karma or reason that they're having this like separation, potential reunification? Is there a bigger purpose behind it that the angels can?
Well, Yeah, the angels say if she gives him the space he needs, he's going to want to come back. He'll have time to process. It says emotions. So if you don't give him the space he needs, you would probably have this weird back and forth energy and do it again, and he'd need space again. That's kind of what I picked up.
Yeah, it happened. This is the second time it happened, and the first time I didn't give him any space. I was like, no, we can't do this. And so this time I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to leave you. So yeah, that makes sense.
Give him his space.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's hard. Sorry.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. She's so brave and strong and wise. And it does help. I remember, y'all are going to be like, I don't want to hear your stories, but I remember I was dating my wife, Terry, and it was probably like 4 months after my other marriage had finally ended and divorced. And it was around Thanksgiving. It was like, yeah, probably, I don't know how many years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, or so, 14 years ago. And I remember I told her, I was like, I just need space because it was so much to try to figure out. And she's like, okay. And then that night I went to bed with just sheer terror. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And the next morning I literally just drove to Austin. Like 8 in the morning, I was on the road and like surprised her at her house. And I'm surprised she didn't say, you creep, what are you doing here? But I was just like, because I could see like the timeline of like, so what am I gonna do? Sit at home and like lament, where I'm at, or am I gonna move forward? And I was like, you know, but she just gave me that space and it was enough. And I was like, I ain't going back. I'm going
I
forward.
love it. I
I
love
was
it.
like, I was burning the wheels off my truck to get to Austin, and it was wild because that night we actually went to a friend of hers that gotten married, or there was some sort of ceremony, and they had a little baby. I think they were having like some sort of like, I don't know, after wedding ceremony or whatever, but she got to hold some kid's baby. I don't remember whose it was, and we were at this party, and I saw her holding this baby, and all of a sudden it was like spirit just like smacked me in the head and was like, "This is your wife, dude. Good thing you didn't stay home and sit on your butt like an idiot," And I was like, "Yeah," and it just smacked me right in the face. I was like, "Yep." We've got to be brave sometimes. Like it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be like we're gonna take steps. And while we're taking the step, it's gonna be like, I'm terrified. Is this right? If you think that following your spiritual path is gonna be like, oh, I have no fear, it's so easy, everything, it's like, no, it's everything is scary. It's scary because there's a part of us that is so connected to all of the illusions and the duality and all of the heaviness and all of the perceptions that we don't belong in anymore, that part of us wants to keep us there. Like it wanted me to stay in that apartment and like lament my marriage ending and lament the past or whatever else. Like there is a shadow that just wants to keep you locked down. And I don't even know if that was spiritual energy or that was, lower vibrational energy or demonic energy wanting to keep me stuck so I wouldn't go on this timeline. I don't even know. But at some point, you got to say, get behind me, Satan. I'm done with you. I'm going forward. There's something for me, and I'm going to go forward no matter what. And another person that's going to go forward no matter what is none other than our dear guest and friend here, Dana. Dana, how are you? Or Diana. Diana, how are you, Diana?
I'm great.
Awesome. You sound like a person that's ready to move forward. What's going on with you?
Well, I really wanted to give Debbie a chance, or the angels, to speak through her. Debbie, if you have anything that you feel like you need to tell me.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
I just, as soon as you started talking, I saw the numbers 111. Have you been seeing those?
Uh-huh.
That's your angels talking to you. You've had some angels around you, and they're trying to tell you you're manifesting what you want. That means when you saw the 111 or 1111, an angel was within 8 feet of you. and they're telling you you're manifesting in that moment. So I just saw by April of next year, you've achieved something you want to achieve, that you've been trying to achieve or wanting to achieve. You're like done.
Do you have any idea what that's around?
They're telling me spiritual development. So it's a spiritual, you've achieved a level of spirituality or use of your gift that you want to use. Access.
Diana, what do you want to do? What are some of the things that your heart's calling you to do or to expand or receive?
Well, spiritually, I do have the ability to channel, and I've kind of wanted to open my third eye and have more gifts like Debbie does. So, and
April.
Quite frankly, do you see exactly what that is, Debbie?
Your third eye and your ability to channel is where you want it in April.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And
yeah.
Thank you, Darius, for picking me. I was very shocked.
Well, let's go a step further. Is there anything that she needs to work on, release, or anything that's kind of like the cap on that power or that ability that's like the bottleneck?
Oh, good question.
So, yeah, usually they show me a nutrition when we're blocked. So a couple things block our gift. If we have it, but it could be not all the way accessible. If we're not getting a vitamin we need, or if we haven't healed from trauma of some kind. But they showed me vitamin D. So have you looked at your vitamin D, recently?
I take a supplement, and I also have, I believe D comes from a couple of different things. Maybe isn't that the one from the sun as well as possibly dairy?
Yeah, I would check it maybe next time you do blood work.
Okay.
And make sure it's right where it needs to be. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks, Diane.
Thank you, Deanna. And Diana starts with D. It's interesting with vitamin D. There's been like no studies that I've ever seen, and generally that show that vitamin D, like excess vitamin D, is harmful. I'm sure you could probably do that, but most people are pretty deficient. And so, yeah, vitamin D was one of those big things, especially around winter. That's a lot of people believe that's why a lot of people get sick around winter because vitamin D levels drop and then your immunity drops. And so, very interesting. Interesting is tied to being able to kind of see and perceive. That's very interesting.
Deficiency of a nutrient or not getting the right nourishment in the body will block psychic ability.
Wow. Okay, I've got one from Odile, who's a very special listener, and she has asked me this before. And I think the last call we were on, Odile, when we had the guests on Thursday, you asked me this, and I could guarantee you they probably were not going to give you that exact answer. But Debbie's somebody who will, because of the way she works versus how they work. So Odile has a question, and it is, am I supposed to meet my loving partner in New Zealand, please? Now, does this mean the person is from New Zealand or that the person travels to New Zealand and meets Odile? Anything you have on the loving partner that Odile is looking for? Again, another relationship, which is interesting. What would you see? What do you see there? And then we'll follow up too if we need to.
Right when you asked it, I heard yes. So they're there. And I heard resident. I just heard resident. So they are resident. Okay. They are a resident of New Zealand.
Anything Odile needs to do, be, or take action on to make this more probable, right? Because unless it's like a, delivery person that's just going to come to the door and fall in love, there's going to be movement on her side as well, right?
So 2 things for Odile. he has an R in his name, capital R.
Oh.
So that's first, middle, or last name, because it's the capital R. And the angels say you need to be seen. So I don't know that you're getting out of the house.
Now you know why I asked that question, because that's what came into my mind. I was like, are you being seen? Are you?
She's not. Yeah,
Okay.
she's not.
And that doesn't mean be unsafe or go out and like, but
No.
what like, so is it just being seen kind of in her own, in the things she enjoys or in things that strike her fancy? It's like kind of just being out in circulation in that way, or what do you see there?
Doing what she loves, but that's not in the house. What does she love to do that's not in the
Ah,
house? And
interesting.
it's summer there, right? They're going into summer.
I think so. Y'all can
Mhm.
correct me if we're wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it you love to do? What are the events, the places, the things that
Hmm.
you're interested in, and do them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. There's a lot of dating questions today. This is so interesting. Oh, what's going on? Um, wow. People interested. It's money, relationships, and also dating question. Well, dating relationships.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. All right, Debbie, I want to do this. We're going to get to some more questions on the Q&A. I know you have a process today that we're going to be moving into, and I want to move into it for folks. It's called the Archangel Michael Chakra Healing and Alignment. Why did the angels and or you choose this, and what are we going to do today?
Well, I wanted to do that was from last time. I wanted to do distance Reiki today.
Okay.
Could we do
Oh,
that?
that was from last time, so somebody didn't update it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. Yeah, I love it.
Can
Let's
we
do it.
I wanted to
Oh yeah, I see that
run.
here. They have both listed. They have that and distant Reiki,
Oh, okay.
distance Reiki.
Okay. Yeah, because last time we did that one, I wanted to show everyone in their own hands. So run the Reiki energy to your hands, and you could run it to yourself or to your pet or to someone you love that's right there and see what it feels like. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds good. And can I ask, can we also maybe help people see maybe 2025, the future, in some way or something that really aligns to their heart? Maybe a desire, maybe I don't know, something around kind of what's coming in their life. Or maybe it's just taking stock of maybe what they'd like to see come in their life. Feel like there's a big doorway that could open. Do both?
So yeah, we can do. We're gonna segue. We're gonna
Okay.
do the Reiki, and at the end, the Reiki's gonna go on your heart,
No.
and it's gonna give you a message from your heart about 2025 to yourself.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So you don't have to close your eyes for this. It's not necessarily a meditation, but you can. You need both hands. If you, for some reason, cannot lift your hands or move your hands a certain way, you can put them against any part of your body. But if you can, put your hands like this, like a prayer, go for it. And I'm going to activate your hands with Reiki now. And when your hands start to get warm, the Reiki's circling. There you go. Starting now. You'll feel energy or warmth in the hands, usually heat. And then you can take your hands once you feel the heat and place them on your forehead. If you have a pet, you can put the hands on your pet. They love Reiki. And you can move your hands to your ears. You feel the heat. What we're doing now, the Reiki, is calming the mind, stopping the brain from running so that we can get a message. And when you're ready, put your hands on your heart. Reiki has its own intelligence. It's going to do whatever the light thinks it needs to do. And you're surrounded by angels and protected. So it's very safe. And in your heart, just picture yourself. Let's go to January 30th, 2025. What do you see yourself doing? How do you feel? What are you excited to do that day? You might even see what you're wearing. And how much do you love yourself that day? And hold that memory, that vision in your heart. And when you're done, you can close your hands back into prayer and come back. It'll start to cool down and then you can let go. Can't wait to hear what they saw themselves doing.
Yeah, let us know what you felt. I could feel my hands get warm.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I put my hands on my heart. I kind of felt into it, and it felt kind of foggy. Like I felt 2020. I was like, yeah, I kind of felt it, but I was like, I gotta get a session with Debbie because I was like, there's things I want to do, and I was like, and so I was like, yeah, it's like this is just me. I could see kind of like a possibility, but I was like, I really want to know. So yeah,
Mm.
it led me to actually realize there's some things I want to like let go of so I can actually have a clear way forward. It's very interesting. But anyway, that was me. And what I like about this is that it can show me maybe where those little bottlenecks could be that could hold me back. And that's what I liked about it. I was like, oh, okay, I see. I see where I need
Mm.
to work, and that's good. So yeah.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'll tell y'all like it is. It's very interesting. Okay, let me know what y'all felt. How did this shift for you, and what did you feel? So a lot of
Mm.
people had a better clear path maybe than I did. I see I got stuff to do. I'm always having to work on myself now. Martine, I saw myself cheering about some great news. Oh, I like that.
Ooh,
Yeah. Annette, Annette, her heart rate slowed down. Oh,
good.
Nancy
That's
saw
good.
herself in Hawaii, clearing the land. Very cool.
Great.
Wow. This was really beautiful. I saw my future move to Italy that I've been working towards. I saw myself really enjoying myself, says
Yeah.
April. Wow. I saw myself financially abundant for life, says Linda. I love it. Yeah. So lots of people seeing some stuff. Those are going to keep coming in. Debbie,
Hmm.
what did you see? I'm curious. Did you see something? Did you kind of get a vision for yourself or for us or for anyone else?
Well,
Mm,
I felt everyone's anxiety leave. I was like, oh my God, everyone just relaxed. And I could feel your hearts tell you. I knew everyone had a story. I could
yeah,
feel everyone's anxiety go down. I was like, everyone has a picture. They got one.
nice. We've
That's
got
what
Jeanette.
happened.
We got Jeanette said I was happy in nature gardening. Janine, I love the invite to open the energy for the first time. I felt the opening of positive energy for the new year. I could feel the movement. I felt my anxiety leave, says CBD Warrior.
Mm.
So that's cool. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Wow. Very interesting. Maybe I'm just the one that needs to do some work. I saw myself driving. I'm in the process of obtaining my license. Awesome stuff. Spinning around the globe, says Claudia, then hovered over Australia. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Oh, wow. Very interesting. I was traveling probably in a warm place because I was wearing a white outfit and a big, beautiful smile on my face. Really cool. So I love this. Debbie, I mean, it sounds like people are seeing new possibilities. They're seeing these new openings come forward. One of the things you're doing is actually helping people to get even
Mm.
more clear to move forward. What are you seeing on some of the sessions you're doing around the world? I know you're working with people everywhere on clearing the way, getting the guidance for the next step, getting some of the decisions in order maybe before 2025 or maybe clearing the way for 2025? What are you seeing with people around the world as you do sessions?
So this has been coming up lately is past life energies that are interfering with the current life.
Hmm.
And this has a lot to do with clearing like old stuff. So if you have a trigger or a trauma or a physical issue, maybe a tick
Mm-hmm.
or a habit, fear, phobia, those are coming up and being cleared when angels clear the past life. So that's something to check if you've tried everything and cannot figure out what is, how to fix a problem. It's good to check in with the angels and see if it's a past life issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I want
Yeah.
to talk about some of what you're seeing and what you're doing because one of the things that we've got for people, and this is going to be, of course, super popular this time of the year, and that is as we move into kind of like this start of this like year end sort of holiday, and then also into January, instant heavenly magic, which kind of what we moved into today. A lot of people have been jiving with the new timeline, jiving with the new possibilities, the veils being lifted, big abundance maybe coming in, new doorways. And instant heavenly magic is about like accelerating that. Because for a lot of us, I mean, we don't have 30, 40 years to wait or to slave away. We want to like make big steps. We want those big doorways to open now and maybe make up for a lot of the years that we didn't receive, right? I mean, get everything coming forward rapidly. Tell me about instant heavenly magic and what that can do.
So angels have the ability to shift consciousness instantly. They can shift a past life out of your subconscious. They can or out of your aura or out of your, energy field. They can shift emotional blocks. They can shift the chakras back. They're very fast. They're able to see what needs to be corrected in all directions of time and correct it. It's very fast. They can also shift our thinking. Like today, we did Reiki with angels. Now, the angels did help us see the truth of what our life could be in our heart. Our own heart showed us our own true new year. The angels help do that. They help open our consciousness to think like they do.
I love it. And one of the things that's coming up for people, as we saw today, tons of hand raised, probably the most we've had on a session that I can remember, people wanting guidance is, okay, what do I do next? How do I move forward? What's the next big step for me? And if you've ever asked, like, when will my life get better? When will I shift into maybe the life that I really feel I was born to live? Well, this is actually how you're going to probably get the clearest guidance you can imagine. And that is let the angel guide you into what's next, who's next, where is next, and how to perceive that. I want to say really quick, if you want to grab time with Debbie, actually one of the most value orientated things we offer at Wealth Revolution. It's truly amazing. Lots are on the page, but I'm going to go really quick to the first way to do this. She's offering 45 minutes in package A, 45 minutes, and it's literally just 147 for 45 minutes with Debbie. So if you want to grab it, I'm going to say it's right here. This is some extended work, which I would definitely recommend. But if you are like, I need to get an answer, check out what she's doing in package A, because that's where you're going to get the first opportunity to grab a session with Debbie. And Debbie, I mean, you've been one of those people that you've been like the anchor for so many people in the world. And every time there's a new life decision, there's a new pathway, someone doesn't feel like something's going right, they go to you. In my life, for example, I had a really weird December like 4 years ago. You found that one of my relatives was actually siphoning off my energy. And what was really weird about it was that this person had passed on, and they were doing this kind of in the spirit form. You moved this person into the light. So I just, you never know what's going on. Tell me what happens at 45 minutes is a long time. What generally happens in those sessions? Could be anything, right?
It could be you and me go in together. We go into a altered state, and I'll start seeing who's in your aura, loved ones, angels, and hearing what they say or what they're showing me. And this could be arranged from anything from message to get closure with a loved one from the past, who's passed over, or it could also be a health issue, clarity on a health issue. Angels will talk about what chakras are out of alignment, or if, oh my gosh, there's a past life thing. That's why this job and why I can't get along with my mom. Or, I mean, there's just so many layers that we'll go into. But like I said, we always have Metatron's help to keep it in the most order of priority. What does the soul need most? And that's usually what comes up the first and most deepest thing.
I got the message, get clear for the golden age, get clear for the new timeline.
Mm-hmm.
We all want it, we see it, we'd like to have it. But just
Right.
like me, when I, was like, oh, I'm gonna, wait on this relationship and instead stay home in my apartment, right? There are all of these influences that can take us off track if we don't work through that karma, if we don't
Yes.
release. So, make sure that maybe there's nobody else or nothing else in your field for that timeline that you want to move into. Debbie, the interesting thing about you, and you want to check this out, it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Debbie 28, DEBBIE 28. You don't just give people predictions or guidance. You actually remove negative energy from their field. And you also, unlike any other angel healer we have, you channel from the angels full healing energy. So you've done some body shifts. Again, it's not medical advice, guidance, or treatment, but
Mm.
you've sent energy, I guess, from these beings into people's bodies where needed. Tell people about that because they may not realize that's another aspect of what you do.
So the healing comes through different ways, and I don't actually do it. It
Yeah.
will come through the sound of my voice. It will also, I'll see it transmitted. I'm able to witness it, and I'll tell the person where it's going, and they'll feel it. They'll describe, they feel it in the body, or they'll feel it in, this part of their arm, heat or chills. And I can explain what I'm seeing them do. But angels are very powerful healers. They can move energies that could be causing health issues. They can move energies that are in the aura that might have come in through anesthesia, might have come in through psychic attack. Different ways we can get lower energies. Angels can move them immediately. It's really amazing to feel. You feel better. You feel better. That's the number one result. And that's what we want. Just want to feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and the other interesting thing about this is you also, if there's closure needed or contact with a loved one,
Yes.
you did that for my wife Sherry with her mom, and her mom
Yeah.
showed you and Sherry the crystal
Yeah.
lamp that no one in the world would have ever imagined or could have known about.
Mhm.
So if there's anything keeping you from your own golden age, this best time that is so ripe with opportunities, let Debbie help you. And I mean, there's no way that you're not going to come out in a better, more holistic, more aligned and balanced form. I just know it. And I know what's exciting now is I think we have real potential as a lot of this stuff lifts. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, not saying the world is
Mm.
governed by, saints now, but I am saying a lot of this darkness that has people have been avoiding is going to come to light. So we have a real potential now to break free from things that have been limiting humanity. And for a lot of us, that's just these perceptions and misalignments that have been limiting our power. So now it's like we can really rise. And if we've gotten our head chopped off in other lifetimes because we spoke out about things that were not traditional wisdom, guess what? That's not going to happen in the same way. Like a
Right.
lot of these control grids are breaking down, and humanity is like coming up fast. So we
Yeah.
want to be fully on board, I think, with a new possibility. So you definitely may want to check it out, Debbie. The other thing is, there are people going through a lot of health challenges now, and the angels have messages for that as well. What's the most common thing that you get from angels about health or well-being or just being healthier and more in our body of divine light and well-being?
Well, health is self-love. A lot of times they'll give guidance about, why don't you try, getting blood work done, or angels might see an organ that is acting up or has energetic, or a tooth. And taking care of our bodies. We are spiritual beings, but we're in the earth suit. So we do have to take care of our physical body. And like I said, if you're low in a nutrient, your psychic abilities or your gifts are going to be dimmed. They're not going to be quite where they should be and where you would like them to be. So health is a priority.
Health is 100% wealth. And
Mhm.
lots of stories here, where Debbie's seen things maybe a year before. And you're not diagnosing, this is this person's words, but the angels just said, look in this area, the energy's off, and there you go.
Mhm.
She knew things no one alive would know. Debbie's the first person I think of when I need a solution. Yeah. So grab it if you are wanting some time. It's package A. These are going to go quick. I know as we move into December, this is going to be the thing that everybody's going to be like, oh, I don't want to start January off without knowing this, or the holiday. There's going to be a lot of energy. You want to grab it, but you're also doing some other pieces here: guided meditation to call in a loved one from heaven. You've also got guided prosperity meditation to break people free out of the lack. And you've also got frequency of angels to clear all negative energy. Tell us about these three, Debbie. The first one,
Oh, these
meditation.
are
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, these are MP3s you can do at home. The prosperity meditation is awesome. You're going to bring in prosperity by chanting along an ancient Indian word har. And when you say the word har, you actually activate your pineal gland and your intuition about how you can make money. That one I really suggest anyone who had a money question today. That's a great meditation. It's guided and you say it 108 times with the music. Um, yeah, activates your intuition for prosperity. Ideas come to you. Oh, I should do that. Really would help. And the meditation to call in a loved one is going to guide you at your house, at your home, in your own time to bring in a loved one to come talk to you and get a message personally. And it can be someone different each time. You can do that one as much as you'd like. And you'll be surprised that you can do that on your own, in with a guided meditation. What was the third one, Darius?
Clearing all negative energy. Now, this is 44 minutes. This is the big one. And as we move into the holidays, yeah, there could be some great stuff. There could also be some stuff that, because it's what's interesting is this. Before every big shift, there's always a lot of karma that comes up and we get tested, right? Before I could,
Yes.
go to Austin and say, okay, I'm going to move forward with the next chapter of my life, I was tested in a moment of, no, I'm going to stay where I am. And so I had to work through that karma. I had to burn through that karma. And I had to hope that I had enough spiritual wisdom to say that, okay, that's not the path I want. So this is where I really think if you can see what's coming for you, but you're like, I want to make sure I don't get derailed again or go through the same challenges again. You're going to
Yeah.
want to clear that negative energy and maybe even work with Debbie. So I love that you're doing this one 44 minutes because it's going to come up. I mean, we got to be aware, right? It's there going to be things that just come up that are just the icky part of life, and we got to be able to move through them, plan for that, be able to have a pathway through it. What are you going to be sharing with people in this 44-minute track?
This is music. This is a healing frequency. You can play it in your home. It'll clear the energy in your home if it's feeling a little funky. You could play it before bed. It's like clearing your energy, or after you went to a strange visit to Target, you can go play it in the car on the way home and get the energy off of you. Just use it to clear your energy. It's also I like it in the house too. I like playing it in the house. I think it's a nice thing to clear the house.
Yeah. Target got strange recently. I don't know. They redid the one next to us, and it used to have like some nice colors, and it felt kind of homey. But then it was like all white. It looked like a hospital, and it seemed very like it was very clean and sanitized, but it seemed almost like lifeless. And I was like, is this like the New World Order Target? Because it just looks like this like lifeless sort of like hospital. I don't know. I was like, and I was like, and there's like a grocery section in Target. I'm like, people
Oh
actually
my God.
shop in Target. I'm like, this is literally like, what is this like microplastic food? I don't know. Sorry, Target. Just my opinion. Save myself
Oh my
from any sort of
gosh.
lawsuit. Yeah, Target's weird. Got a weird vibe. Anyway, that's just me. But I like it. I like
Play that after.
play that after you go to Target. Yeah. Anyone else feel that, or is it just me? I mean, I like it, but it's weird. I don't know.
I
Um,
agree. I agree with you.
really? Yeah.
That
Feel
and
your
IKEA, I can't go to either one. They weird me out.
what is happening, honestly, I think is like massive decentralization. I mean, it's like everything, like what's funny is years ago, like if you saw all these celebrities like telling you to go do something, people are like, oh, they're great. I need to go do it. Now you hear a bunch of celebrities telling you to do something, you're like, no, no, thanks. I don't want that. Or like you see an advertisement for like a sandwich shop like over and over and over again, and you see like these big endorsements, and you're like, no, I don't want that. I want
Mhm.
to find the hole in the wall. I want to find the mom and pop thing that nobody knows about
Mhm.
that's like authentic with love. Like people want that richness of somebody or something unique. They don't want the homogenized, like mass produced, like just it doesn't resonate. So we're moving into this individual, individuality, into this true essence because I think we're starting to realize that that's what has value. So what
Yeah.
this means to everyone is find your unique path, find your unique way to be you, because that is your currency. And I've been saying this for years. We've just all been kind of ahead of our time, but that is your currency, right? And the angels know your currency. They know what makes you unique. They know what you're here to do. So forget
Yeah.
about all this like stuff that you see because all of that's declining massively. I can show y'all some interesting statistics, but let's keep going. I want to keep going with this. Feel your answer with Archangel Michael. Tell us about this. This is another big one.
So this is how to know Archangel Michael's way of telling you yes and no. You're going to actually feel it in your own body so you can use it as a guide. Start feeling a
That's
no in your
awesome.
stomach. You might feel a yes in your heart. I don't know. It's the guided meditation is going to help you find how it feels to you, and then you can use it out in the world.
I love it. I love it. Well, all of this
Hmm.
is in package A. Someone was asking for a link. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Debbie28. It's only 147. Lose time with Debbie. Grab it before they're gone. You're also doing a follow-up, right? This is what this is, right? If you people want to get a
Package
kind of
B.
double, yeah, and package B. So
Yeah.
this gives you an hour and 15. Tell me why might someone want to do a follow-up, Debbie?
So one of my favorite things is to help someone understand how the angels are talking to them directly. And then you practice it for 30 days and then come back and we'll do the 30-minute follow up and kind of see how they learned or got the information. It's a really cool way to practice, intuition development and psychic development.
I love it. And
Yeah.
if you've gotten guidance on certain things to do and
Mm-hmm.
you've done them and you're like, hey, Debbie, why is this showing up? Or why did I have this roadblock? Or what do I do now? This is a really great way to do that. Now, when do people generally schedule their follow-up? Is it like in a week,
30
2 weeks, or
days.
30
30
days?
days. That's what I recommend. Wait 30 days and there's enough time to kind of practice or
I
figure
love
out what
it.
other questions. Yeah.
Yeah, because remember what I said, like once you take a course of action, there's going to be another step, there's going to be another lesson, there's going to be something
Yeah.
else to learn along the way. It's like my friend Derek Rydell, who've had on all the time, he always uses this example, but I don't know if y'all remember in Indiana Jones, where he was like, he had to walk across some like canyon or chasm, And the step wouldn't appear until he literally would like put his foot all the way and just be about to put his foot down into the abyss. And then the step would show up, like it would materialize. And it's like he had to be in absolute faith, and then the step would show up. And then he'd walk again, and it's like nothing. And then here's this step, like just keeping him from falling thousands of feet. So it's like that. Like you've got to take the step. But when you take the step, you're going to have a question, and you may have a moment of weakness. You may have a moment of doubt. So you can get that help from the angels. And I really love that. So, boy, I wish I had you around, Debbie, when I was going through. But I'm going to use you this time because I got a lot of cool stuff I want to do. So,
Okay.
I mean, go deeper and get more help. That's package B. You can add this. Always lots of stories. It's 227 or two payments of 114, and you've got a 528 hertz heavenly bowl message as well. It's all there. I want to go to some more questions. I know y'all have been super kind as Debbie shares kind of what she's doing. It supports her work, and it supports bringing people into a higher realm. Target smells like intense chemicals and scents. Yeah. Well, I guess they have to keep it clean, but yeah, it's just interesting. Drew, wish your audio was louder. Oh, is my audio doing that again? Let me see what's going on. I thought I fixed that. All right. Am I louder now? Am I louder now? Okay. We had some weird things going on. All right. Let me know what your biggest. Okay. I'm louder now. Okay. Let me know what your biggest questions are. Let's take two more questions from folks. Target, watch your kids. Oh, yeah. I know. They were really going into all that stuff. Yeah. Have y'all seen the new Jaguar ads? Did y'all see Jaguar? Like it was just this wild, like crazy looking stuff with all sorts of people wearing funky clothes, and it wasn't even about cars. It was about a social statement, you know? It's interesting. I think a lot of that stuff is just it's necessary, it's good, but then it's like it has to kind of balance back to sort of like it's like the pendulum kind of went so far. It's like, okay, that's great, but let's all work together and work on substance as well, not just like, one thing, but let's all like be in holistic balance. And I think that's what we're moving towards. So it's all good. I did get louder. Good. All right. So let me get to a question here because we got a lot. I always feel better after a session with Debbie. The last one I had with her was the greatest. Very good. Elijah says, I've been having horrible dreams lately, like in 2020, lots of warnings. So I would really like some guidance on what's going on. Elijah, Lilja. Yeah, what is going on for Elijah or for anyone else that maybe? Yeah.
Okay, any dreams that are repeating? I'm curious if her dreams are repeating.
Okay.
Is past life trauma, especially if the dreams are with a child that's very small, like 4, 5, 6, repeating dreams. But even as an adult, not repeating, but similar. Are
Okay.
you, is she lucid? Is she lucid dreaming?
She's gonna let us know.
Because I heard astral projection. That's lucid dreaming. Controlling the dream. Yeah. Because that's an ability.
Realistic. Yeah. So is there warnings? Are the angels? Do the angels have any
Well,
guidance? Okay.
they're not the same. They're similar. There is some prediction. She is astral projecting. Astral projection means she's seeing another time. She's going into the future, but it sounds like it's shifting. So the angels say don't get worried yet about the dream, that she is seeing something, but it looks like it's shifting and will shift what it means. So I think she has to keep dreaming to get clarity.
Okay.
astral projection means she's going into the future and seeing an event occur. She's going in seeing so she is seeing something, but I'm seeing that the events are shifting,
Okay.
like her dreams.
Okay.
Interesting. There's a gift there.
Okay. So it's not scary.
No.
Okay. Good.
No. No, it's almost like it's changing form as she's seeing it, which means I love this. It's actually consciousness is shifting and we're actually shifting the future. We are currently in the process of shifting things that could have happened in the future.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Very good. So Elijah, you can rest a little easier. Patty says, does package A give us time talking to Debbie? Yes. Actually, 45 minutes plus everything we talked about in the A for 147. It's really, as I said, a huge gift, a massively cool value. It's amazing. I mean, you literally can shift like your whole timeline, really getting guidance from the angels on what you're here to do, which way to go, what's blocking you, releasing energy. And Edith has got a question about health. I don't have specifics. I did ask her for more specifics, but she says, could you ask Debbie a question about health? Edith. So, Edith, if you want to add any more to that, I don't know if you can, but anything going on with Edith or anything they're showing you with Edith and the last name starts with a B. Edith B.
They're showing me her heart, but they're showing the chakra. So it's energetic.
Oh, okay.
Energetic. So angels are going to correct the direction of the chakra. If our heart chakra is going backwards, where circulation would be down in the body, dehydration, things like that would be going on. Sometimes pain, because no circulation causes pain. So I'm seeing circulation restored and getting better. They're also telling me it's helping the kidneys. So I want to tell her to hydrate. That's the first thing. Just hydration. Get your circulation up. Hydration. The angels are helping her, but she still needs to physically hydrate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. Well, Debbie, I want to thank you. Lots of things happening. I mean, it's really a big day. I think we are absolutely accelerating into this golden age. And if y'all want some time to actually access heavenly magic and make your life more magical with angels, this is something absolutely I would recommend doing. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Debbie28. And you do not have to wait for your life to get better, because I believe this. Like, they are decisions and timelines and doorways and possibilities and portals that make your life accelerate magically with angels. So you want to take them. Like, don't suffer through it. I think we're going to move into one of the greatest times to be alive, because we are going to move more and more into this 5D. And that's going to be an acceleration. I know it. So Debbie, thanks for being here. Any final words of wisdom for guidance for people that feel like maybe it's not possible, or oh, Darius, you're all excited, but, it's not for me. What would you say to folks? I mean, you've seen huge things happen to people everywhere, but what would you say to someone who doesn't feel like it's possible for them?
So I was just going to share this, you guys. Another thing I hear about people not doing what they've always dreamed of is, oh, well, there's a ton of artists already. And there's already a ton of psychics out there, a ton of mediums out there, who am I? And I want to say this. You are unique. There is only one of you. Your thumbprint is unique. So is your healing ability. So is your art ability. So is your creativity. So is your connection to those you're going to help. So I'm going to tell you this. There's nobody like you. So put yourself out there. There's only one you.
You are the anti-target. You're like the contrarian target.
Right?
Oh my God. Do y'all heard about, I love that, Debbie. It's so true. Have y'all heard about, I was going to show y'all a statistic like mainstream TV viewership, like how down it is. It's absolutely like hilarious. But I got a funny thing I want to share with you. I got two stories here. The first one is, let me find this real quick. Where is it? I don't know why it didn't go through. Oh, yes, right here. Mainstream TV viewership. This is right here. Young Americans are turning off the TV. So 18 to 24-year-olds from September until in 1 year, October 2023 to September 2024. 50%. Y'all can see that. No, you're not going to see it. 50% reduction in TV watching, 25 to 34, 46% reduction in 1 year. 35 to 44, 43% reduction. 45 to 54, 38% reduction in TV watching. And then the last group, which is kind of the people that still turn on the TV, 55 to 64, close to a 30% reduction in TV watching to actually get their news, to get their information, to get their entertainment. So literally the old
Wow.
world is like falling away, like literally. And that's why a lot of this like celebrity stuff doesn't work. So what does it leave? It leaves people like you and me. It leaves the decentralization to the individuality, to the people like you that say, oh, no one want to hear from me. Yeah, they do. People actually like there's a massive bit of information and people are wanting the real you, what you're here to be, what you're here to create, what you're here to do, all of it. And it's amazing. And it's amazing. I'll share one more funny story. I was looking today, there was like this stock trading app basically, and they, you know that guy Kramer that's on TV, the guy that's like the stock guy on MSNBC, Kramer, I think is his name. And he's supposed to be like the stock picker. So somebody came up with like this contrarian Kramer where every time he recommends a stock, like this app will actually do the opposite of whatever he recommends. And it's literally like up like 50 some percent year to date. So literally like this stock talking head is like actually wrong a lot of the time. It's so funny. And you could do the same thing with a lot of mainstream stuff. Basically, like what they tell you a lot of times, like you got a question. So as this starts to show that things are falling away, like we got to go inward. We got to hear that voice. We got to hear that message. And that's where you come in, Debbie, because you are like really the one that helps us connect to that. So I'm super excited about what you're doing and everything we're moving into, everyone. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be great. I love it. We defeated the massive barrage of indoctrination. Amen. We sure did. Check it out. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Debbie28. Debbie, I'll let you say goodbye to everyone and I'll shut up for once and let everyone be in peace. They won't have to deal with me for another 24 hours. What's your final thoughts?
Darius, you are awesome. I love you, Darius. And I love all of you on this show. I felt your hearts. I felt your 2025s. And I'm excited for you to follow your intuition without question and move into 2025 and live out your dreams. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. We love you. And Debbie, I always have fun with you because you're just so awesome. I can truly let my freak flag fly and no one will get mad at me and you will support me. I love y'all. We'll see you soon. Check out what Debbie's doing. I absolutely highly recommend it. Angel sessions are the best and they're going to shift your life. Check it out. One of the favorite things that we have here at UWealth that I love and I truly support. Check it out. Much love. We'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Go to uwealthrevolution.com/Debbie28. We'll see you soon.